Mega Man X has a lot of weapons. In fact, it's pretty well known for its variety of weapons, but some of these weapons are stupid. Which is why today we are going over the stupidest weapon from every Mega Man X game, X through X8. Mega Man X1, the first Mega Man X game ever made, actually doesn't really have any stupid weapons, which is not the same as bad, by the way. I've obviously already done a video on the worst weapons, but this is not the same thing at all. If you want to understand what I mean by stupid better, you can check out my video on the stupidest weapons from the classic series, but basically stupid means exactly what you think it means. A stupid weapon is one that makes no sense as far as weapons go or otherwise, or as I like to call it, stupid. And this game doesn't really have any weapons that are flat out stupid, so it looks like we're gonna really have to grasp at some straws here. But first of all, to show the difference between bad and stupid, let's look at Flame Mammoth's Flamethrower. This is a weapon a lot of people don't like because of its short range and it's a bit inconvenient to use in most situations. But here's the thing, it's a flamethrower. As far as weapons go, this is far from stupid. I mean, people literally use flamethrowers as a weapon in real life, so despite not being that great of a weapon in the game, it is far from being stupid. Another example to clarify what I'm talking about are Launch Octopus's missiles. These things are pretty weak, and unless you're spamming them, they aren't going to kill many enemies. But the thing is, these are missiles. These are one of the most popular weapons in real life, and they're still used to this day. So while I'm not a big fan of this weapon in the game, I cannot call them stupid. Hopefully you guys are starting to get the idea of this video by now. Another relatively weak weapon that is not stupid is Spark Mandrill's electricity attack. Again, this weapon might be weak, but if you've ever had your power go out in a storm, then you probably understand why an electrical attack is not stupid. Sure, maybe these robots that X are fighting are built to be extra resistive to this kind of stuff, but anything electronic has the ability to get fried by having too much electricity, and practically being able to shoot a bolt of lightning is not stupid in the slightest. I mean, it straight up fries Armored Armadillo's armor off. I don't know how that happens really, but either way, this weapon is not stupid. Ice Shotgun is also not a stupid weapon. You might think it's weird to have an ice weapon, but I mean, have you ever heard of a freeze ray? Even if you haven't, a lot of electronics have trouble functioning at extreme temperatures, hot or cold, so really none of these ice or fire weapons are going to be stupid. But I guess we'll see. You never know. The Storm Eagle gives you a giant horizontal tornado, and this might not be great for the environment, but I mean, it's certainly good for a weapon. Also, being horizontal, you have more control into a concentrated area, so this weapon isn't as environmentally unfriendly as, say, Tornado Man's weapon, but anyway, this weapon is not stupid. The Sting Chameleon literally gives you a laser. This weapon is far from stupid. I mean, what more could you want? The Charge Shot also makes you invincible, so like, this is one of the least stupid weapons of all time. I bet every war general on the planet would love to have a weapon like this, which means the stupidest weapon is between Boomer Kuwanger's boomerangs and Armored Armadillo's blue balls. I mean, force field ball things. Anyway, you'd probably guess that boomerangs are the stupidest, but boomerangs were actually invented as hunting weapons, and these blue balls you get from Armored Armadillo aren't even used by Armored Armadillo. This kinda shows what I mean when I say none of them are really stupid, because neither of these are explicitly stupid, but we have a job to do here. And you know what? This is going to be controversial, but I'm saying the blue balls are the stupidest. First of all, they're weird as a weapon, and second, Armored Armadillo does not use them. I know a force field would not be stupid, which is its charge shot, but I mean, boomerangs are literally a weapon, so they can't be the stupidest, meaning it has to be the blue balls by default. So I'm sorry, Armored Armadillo's weapon, but you are the stupidest weapon from Mega Man X1. Mega Man X2 has weapons that are stupider than X1 for sure, but really none of these are that stupid, so it's still going to be hard. Let's get some of the easier choices out of the way first though, like Flame Stag's Fire Wheels. I mean, this is a ball of fire, this is a great weapon and not stupid at all. Magna Centipede gives you bombs. I mean, I said this was the worst weapon in the game, and I stand by that, but also, it is a bomb. Pretty notoriously not a stupid weapon. Wire Sponge gives you a grappling hook thing. I mean, that's a pretty cool weapon, and that one can't be stupid either, right? Overdrive Ostrich has a weird weapon though. It's like a laser boomerang that bounces around all over the place, but because we've already established that lasers are not a stupid weapon and boomerangs aren't either, I guess this one can't be stupid, right? I mean, it's the combination of both, so I'm not calling it stupid. Wheel Gator has an interesting weapon. It is a spiked wheel. This might seem a little bit stupid, but practically this could be very dangerous. I mean, imagine a Beyblade but with blades. Wait, do they already have blades? Is that why they're called Beyblades? I don't know a lot about Beyblade lore, I'm sorry gamers. Either way, this weapon may be weird and unorthodox, but it is not the stupidest and I refuse to call it so. Bubble Crab has bubbles as his weapon, so you might think this is the stupidest, but it's actually pretty smart. You see, robots are deathly allergic to water, at least the robots that I'm aware of. Maybe these robots are more immune to water since some of them are underwater, but these bubbles are pretty effective either way. And the idea of using water as a weapon against a machine is smart, so this weapon is not stupid at all, despite what you may think at first. Morph Moth the Butterfly gives you a weapon that is literally just whatever junk is around you. This might also seem stupid, but I think this is actually very resourceful. If you ever find yourself in a fist fight in real life and pick up a rock off of the ground to defend yourself, you're going to have a pretty big advantage as well as a pretty big prison sentence depending on what you do, which means this weapon is not stupid either, even though it is literal trash. I mean, I'd say Pocket Sand is a good weapon too. That isn't stupid, but we can rank King of the Hill weapons in another video. This only leaves Crystal Snail's weapon, which is literally crystallizing enemies somehow. I don't know how this works, but I think it's pretty stupid. I mean, maybe I'm stupid, but this weapon just doesn't make much sense, and even if it did, it's weird to crystallize your enemies. You're just asking for a Jurassic Park situation where they're revived 100 years later somehow. That is, of course, if you don't take them out yourself first, but you know, if you just leave it to this weapon, they won't ever die. They're crystallized. They're fossiled, basically. But if that's not enough to convince you, the charge shot of this weapon literally just lags your game. That's stupid and does not make any sense at all whatsoever, so congratulations, Crystal Snail's weapon. You are the stupidest weapon from Mega Man X2. Mega Man X3, possibly my favorite Mega Man X game in the series, has no shortage of stupid weapons, so let's just get started. First of all, Blizzard Buffalo's weapon is not stupid. It's another ice weapon, and we've been over this, so we all agree this is not stupid, right? Right, guys? Please stop typing in the comment section, guys. Come on. The acid weapon you get from Toxic Seahorse is not stupid, because I assume this is a very corrosive acid, which is dangerous. It's not only dangerous to human skin, but it can even be dangerous to metal, and most of these robots are probably made out of metal, so like this weapon is not stupid either. Volt Catfish also has another electricity weapon which is not stupid. It is weird that this is in a triangle shape, but that's also smart because it covers Mega Man X at all angles. Okay, that joke was stupid, but the weapon still isn't. Neon Tiger gives you a weird machine gun thing, and I mean, I've dogged on this weapon a lot, but it is a machine gun, which is once again a pretty popular weapon in general, so like, there's no way this weapon is stupid, even if I said it was bad. Blast Hornet has a very strange weapon. I think that weapon hacks into the programming of other robots, and cybersecurity is a pretty big deal, so this weapon is not only far from being stupid, but it is a real threat in real life, which is why today's video sponsor— no, I'm just kidding, guys. I wouldn't interrupt a video like this with a sponsor unless a company is willing to drop several racks, in which case I apologize in advance. Anyway, that weapon obviously is not stupid. It's literally just hacking. Hacking is dangerous and not stupid for a weapon. I mean, people hack all the time as a weapon. It's not stupid. Crush Crawfish has another Beyblade-like weapon, and insert that Doofenshmirtz meme here because that's funny, that's happened 2 games in a row. I think the yo-yo charge shot of this weapon is kind of stupid just because it's funny, but as far as combat ability goes, it's at the very least not the stupidest weapon. I mean, this would be dangerous in the hands of anybody, so it can't be a stupid weapon. Gravity Beetle has a weapon that utilizes gravity, and this weapon is almost stupid, but luckily it's not a literal black hole. If it were a literal black hole, it would be stupid, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, guys. It is not a black hole, though. It's actually a pretty genius invention that somehow uses gravity and isolates it around certain enemies to destroy them. I don't know what string theory or particle physics has to say about this. Maybe this weapon somehow gathers gravitrons and isolates them in certain spaces, but either way, this is one of the smartest weapons of all time because you need a master's degree in theoretical physics just to understand what's happening, meaning the stupidest weapon from this game is Tunnel Rhino's drills. I mean, this weapon isn't that stupid, I guess, but it's just a drill. This would be less stupid if you use the drill to take out all of the individual screws of your robotic enemies, but even that is pretty stupid in comparison to literally everything else we've looked at. Drills can certainly be dangerous, don't get me wrong, but this is just silly. In fact, I'd go as far as to call it stupid. So congratulations, Tunnel Rhino's drill weapon. You are the stupidest weapon from Mega Man X3. Mega Man X4 is the first Mega Man X game on the PlayStation 1 because me and my subscribers don't recognize the X3 PlayStation 1 port, right guys? No? Just me? Well, either way, this game is on the PlayStation 1 and it has weapons, so let's get started. Oh yeah, we're also going to cover both X and Zero's weapons as tradition goes. First of all, Magma Dragoon's weapon for Mega Man X is obviously not stupid. It's fire. Fire is dangerous. We've been over this, guys. Same goes for Frost Walrus's ice. I mean, the form the ice takes is stupider than the other two ice weapons, but it's still not a stupid weapon, so we'll just ignore that. Slash Beast gives you a laser. This is obviously not a stupid weapon as we've talked about. Jet Stingray also gives you a kind of laser looking thing. It is a stupider laser than the ones we've seen so far, but it's still not stupid, obviously. Storm Owl has a much weaker and stupider tornado-like weapon than Storm Eagle, but I still don't think this weapon is stupid. Sure, it's bad, but stupid? I mean, it's wind. You can use wind as a weapon. You guys ever heard of hurricanes or tornadoes? Those things are pretty scary. And this weapon isn't as scary as a hurricane, obviously, but with how many bottomless pits there are in the Mega Man universe, I'd be scared of any weapon that has the ability to push me into one of those things, so it's not stupid. Plus, the Charge Shot is like a double Storm Eagle attack, so there is that. Cyber Peacock gives you aiming laser. Now, maybe I'm biased because Cyber Peacock is allegedly a femboy, but I mean, is this not just aimbot? I hate using this weapon in the game, but imagine if you made a weapon that literally never missed your target, and it's also a laser. As much as I hate this weapon, it is not stupid at all. Split Mushroom, on the other hand, gives you a weapon that can not only confuse your opponents, but also really damage them. This makes a rainbow psychedelic clone of Mega Man X, and you can use it to hurt your enemies, so this weapon is genius. It's not stupid at all. Which only leaves Web Spider's weapon. This might seem weird since I guess it's technically an electricity weapon, but it's also a spider web. This weapon is useful in the game, but it's pretty stupid as a weapon. I mean, it is a spider web. That's not a weapon. Well, unless of course there is a spider inside of it, in which case sure. But there's not a spider inside of it, so this is the stupidest weapon for Mega Man X. Zero, on the other hand, really has no stupid weapons. I mean, every weapon Zero has is just a straight up upgrade, so I don't really know what to do here. You know what? I'm gonna shock the world. The stupidest weapon for Zero is actually the ice sword that he gets. Now you're probably saying, hey, you said ice weapons aren't stupid. Well, normally they aren't, but this ice is replacing a literal laser sword. All of these weapons are upgrades in the game, but logically, this is the only one that feels like a downgrade. I feel like you could survive getting stabbed by an icicle. Well, okay, I mean, I guess it depends how you get stabbed, but you certainly have a better chance of surviving an icicle versus a literal laser lightsaber sword thing. So yeah, that's Zero's stupidest weapon, but really X's spiderweb is the stupidest from this game. You guys agree, right? Well, I hope so, because X's spiderweb is the stupidest weapon from Mega Man X4. With the first Mega Man X Legacy Collection taken care of, it is of course time to move on to the second Mega Man X Legacy Collection, but first, I gotta tell you guys what the least stupid weapon is. Words! Words can be used as weapons too, gamers, so remember to be nice, refrain from being rude, and don't spread false information on the internet. That's all really bad. Unless, of course, you're talking to someone who is not subscribed to your old pal Tooterp, in which case, by all means, use your greatest weapon. By greatest weapon, I do mean words, of course. Do not physically assault anyone. I'm not condoning that. Don't do that. I'm serious. That's not a joke. In fact, don't even use words. Forget I said anything. Mega Man X5 is a great game, but it has one weapon that I think is clearly the stupidest, so I'll make this quick. Starting with X, we have some classics. We have a fire weapon from Matrix, which we all know cannot be the stupidest. We have an ice weapon from Duff McWhalen, which also cannot be the stupidest, as well as an electrical weapon from Squid Adler, which once again, you guessed it, can't be the stupidest. Grizzly Slash gives you some boomerang type things that can also work as a shield, and I mean, this is the stupidest weapon we've seen so far in Mega Man X5, but I've already explained how boomerangs were invented to be a weapon anyways, so I don't think this is the stupidest, or even stupid in that matter. Plus, somehow using these things as an offensive shield is pretty genius, so that's gotta give it some bonus points. The Skyver gives you another wind weapon. It's a tornado thing, so it's not stupid, even though I do hate this weapon, mostly because it gives me PTSD from Topspin, but that doesn't matter for this video, so I'm just gonna call this weapon not stupid and move on. Axel the Red gives you a big ol' spike, and I mean, spikes are dangerous, right? This might sound like a a stretch, but in a world where spikes are notorious for one-hit kills, I think this weapon is one of the smarter weapons in the entire franchise, not just Mega Man X. Unfortunately, the weapon itself does not deliver in terms of effectiveness in the game, but it's still a good idea and therefore not a stupid weapon. Easy Glow gives you a laser and an RC airplane, which is really just an attack drone, and I mean, despite being slow and useless in the game, attack drones are used in real life, mostly for war crimes, but we won't get into that in this video. If I did, how would I ever secure a sponsor that I was talking about earlier? Anyway, this weapon is not stupid, it's actively used in war crimes to this day, and while I will say I do not support war crimes, I also do not support this weapon being stupid, so it's not the stupidest. Which of course leaves us with Dark Hold. This weapon freezes time. Now, I don't want to get into theoretical physics again, but stopping time has got to have some pretty drastic consequences on the entire universe. I'm not gonna bore you guys with the scientific details, but could you imagine if you were just minding your own business, and then one day the universe was torn apart because Mega Man X had some trouble dodging a laser? Yeah, this weapon is stupid and inconsiderate, so it is obviously the stupidest weapon for Mega Man X. But you know what the worst part is? Zero also has this weapon, which honestly is even stupider because now we're twice as likely to suffer from some horrific, unimaginable, irreversible consequences to our universe. So for the first time in Tooterp weapon ranking history, we have a tie between X and Zero's weapon, because Dark Hold for both X and Zero is officially the stupidest weapon from Mega Man X5. Mega Man X6 is a game that's much more fun the more you play it, and when I eventually do a walkthrough on this game, I hope I can make you guys appreciate this a little bit more. But for now, it's time to make fun of this game's stupid weapons, if it has any. Okay, it definitely does. There wasn't much suspense there, so let's just get started. You're never gonna believe this, but X has another fire weapon in this game, and I'm not calling it stupid. X also has another ice weapon in this game, which once again, you guessed it, is not stupid. We also get our first straight up water weapon if you don't count those mysterious bubbles from Mega Man X2, and this might seem stupid, but once again, robots are typically allergic to water, so wait a minute, this isn't stupid at all. Infinity Majinion gives you another laser, and hey, maybe I'm just biased towards lasers, which I don't think I am, but you never know. But this is not a stupid weapon, it's a laser. I mean, it's pretty famously used as a weapon a lot. Have you guys ever seen that one movie, what's it called? Star Wars? Shield Sheldon also gives you a laser shield, which is pretty weird, but I don't think it's stupid. Sure, it looks stupid and it's a terrible weapon, but in concept, it's not that bad. So I'm gonna surprise you guys by calling it not stupid. Commander Yamark summons a bunch of robotic bugs that shoot lasers at your enemies, and this obviously is not stupid. I don't think these bugs are small enough to be considered nanomachines or nanotechnology, which would make them obviously not stupid, but I think they're effective enough to still avoid being called stupid, so I'm not going to call them stupid. Metal Shark Player gives you a big ol' heavy anchor. That's a pretty good weapon. I mean, the only reason people don't use these as weapons in real life very often is because they're so heavy. But believe me, if you were able to pick up and throw an anchor, it would be very powerful and effective as a weapon, so this is not going to be stupid either. Meaning Ground Scarvich's weapon has got to be the stupidest by default. And you know what? Good. This weapon is literally poop. Ground Scarvich is a dung beetle. You are using his poop as a weapon. You might think using poop as a weapon is resourceful or maybe even smart because it can cause infections, but guys, Mega Man X is a robot fighting other robots. There's no way robotic poop is going to give them a robotic infection. At least I don't think that's how that works, so unless Capcom themselves tell me I'm wrong, I'm going to assume that's canonically impossible, making this the stupid weapon for Mega Man X in this game. But Zero is once again throwing a wrench into our video here because none of his weapons are stupid. They're all literal upgrades over his moveset. I guess it's weird that he gets a dash attack as an ability, but like, as a weapon that's not stupid. It's stupid that he has to learn how to do that, but the weapon itself is not stupid. Maybe Zero standing on top of the ceiling as a weapon is stupid, but that could be useful for numerous reasons, and I don't want to get into the particle physics rant I went on in Mega Man X3 again, so I'm just gonna say that this weapon is actually smart. But there is one weapon that kind of baffles me. Again, I could just be the stupid one here on this one and misunderstanding something, but Metal Shark Player gives Zero a downwards attack, which is fine and dandy, but it randomly spawns an anchor out of thin air. Sure, as a weapon that's not a stupid concept, as we've already established with how heavy they are and destructive and stuff, but how does that anchor come into existence? It doesn't come out of Zero's gun, it surely doesn't come out of Zero's sword, so what's going on? Well, honestly, I don't know, and I think this is stupid. So because I don't understand where that anchor comes from, I'm saying this is Zero's stupidest weapon. But is it stupider than X using literal robotic poop as a weapon? No. It's not. So congratulations to Ground Scarvich's poop weapon for Mega Man X, because you are easily the stupidest and probably the smelliest weapon from Mega Man X6. Mega Man X7 is probably the stupidest Mega Man X game to ever release, but do its weapons follow suit? Well, let's find out. We're starting with Mega Man X, of course, and let's start with the Gaia Shield. This is basically just a rock, but I mean, it works as a shield. I'm pretty sure shields are one of the oldest weapons other than like clubs used by cavemen, so I can't call this stupid. Primitive? Sure, especially for a robot, but it's not stupid. Volt's Tornado is just like Storm Eagle's weapon, except this has the added benefit of having an electrical current inside of the tornado. So this is a very destructive force in Mega Man's hands here, meaning it's not stupid at all. Splash Laser is called laser, but I'm pretty sure it's just water. But we established back in Mega Man X6 that having a water weapon to use against the robots is actually pretty smart and not stupid at all, so even if this is part laser somehow, this obviously is not stupid. Also, as usual, brace yourselves, X has a fire weapon and welp, you guessed it, it's not stupid. Mega Man X also has the notorious moving wheel. I made fun of this weapon a ton in both of my other weapons videos, and rightfully so, because this weapon is awful. But is it stupid? Well, for a Mega Man X weapon, I think so, but for the concept of this video, there's no way. It's another Beyblade, and we've let every Beyblade get through, so this one unfortunately cannot be the only Beyblade to get called stupid. I mean, I can't let the Beyblade community start a riot or cancel me on Twitter. I've seen how K-pop Twitter can get, so I don't want to find out how Beyblade Twitter would do. Snipe Anteater gives Mega Man X a missile, and once again, a missile is not a stupid weapon. Wind Crowwing, I think, gives you a boomerang? I don't really know what kind of weapon this is, but if it is a boomerang, it can't be stupid, and if it's a weird laser thing, then it's definitely not stupid, so I mean, I guess this can't be stupid. Which only leaves the explosion you get from Vanishing Gungaroo. Now, explosions as weapon are not stupid. I mean, they're used a lot, but they're usually caused by bombs or chemical reactions of some type. This explosion, however, just spontaneously appears. I commented on this in my other videos, but like, there's nothing to cause this explosion. It's not a bomb, there's no chemical reaction because it starts out mid-explosion somehow, and it even moves slowly, which just defies the laws of physics. This weapon just makes zero sense logically, and I'm pretty sure physicists everywhere would hate this weapon, so shoutouts to all my physicist subscribers out there, because this is definitely the stupidest weapon for X from Mega Man X7. But what about Zero? Well, for Zero, it's obviously Moving Wheel. I mean, this isn't really a Beyblade despite looking like one, so please, Beyblade Twitter, have mercy. But realistically, everything else just isn't stupid at all. Why is Zero shooting a laser wheel? That's stupid and does not make any sense. Just shoot a laser if you're gonna shoot a laser. You might think that counter is the most stupid, but that move makes sense. If you could counter every attack thrown your way, you would be invincible, so yeah, sorry, but Moving Wheel is the stupidest weapon for Zero. Despite that, I think we all know the explosion is the stupidest weapon we've seen in this entire video so far, so congratulations for Mega Man X. Your explosion weapon is the stupidest weapon from Mega Man X7. Mega Man X8, the final Mega Man X game ever released until I finish my last Mega Man X video. Obviously, Capcom is waiting for that just so I have to remake every single one of these videos, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, let's take a look at Mega Man X's weapon and see which one is the stupidest. Well, remember earlier when I said we'd cross that bridge when we get there? Not like just a second ago talking about remaking all of my videos, but when I said we would come across a black hole weapon? Well, here we are, because there is a black hole as a weapon in this game, and fellas, I hate to leave you without suspense or build-up, but that is Mega Man X's stupidest weapon, and let me explain why. Black holes are probably the most powerful things in the entire universe. These things suck up entire stars, and galaxies literally rotate around them. Do you understand how huge that is when scaled to a planet, or even smaller, an enemy? Despite all of that, Mega Man X uses a literal black hole multiple times just to attack enemies. Now, in-game, this is great. It's useful and I enjoy this weapon. But it's stupid. If Mega Man X decided to use this weapon, it would destroy his entire galaxy at the very least. But it could get even worse, because I assume the planet X is on is inside of a galaxy, as planets tend to be, and the black hole he produces would probably end up colliding and then combining with whatever black hole is keeping his galaxy rotating. Not only would this destroy the entire galaxy, but it could potentially get even bigger and mess with other galaxies, or even worse, other black holes, creating an exponentially growing black hole that could destroy multiple galaxies galaxies, or worst case scenario, the entire universe. This would obviously be horrible, and shooting out or creating a black hole of any capacity would practically guarantee this result, which is incredibly stupid, both by whoever lets Mega Man X have this weapon and Mega Man X himself for using it. Mega Man X is supposed to be smart. He's a robot trying to protect Reploids and probably humans too, and one shot of this weapon would end all of that, so yeah, this weapon is the stupidest for Mega Man X. Let's just move on to Zero though. Surely he won't have anything worse, right? Well, Zero does have a move that defies physics and lets him fly, but that's not nearly as stupid as destroying the entire universe, but it is pretty stupid. Other than that, most of Zero's weapons are good, logical, and far from stupid. Except for one. And who would have thought? You get it from Gravity and Tunyon, the same guy who gave Mega Man X the black hole weapon. Now, this doesn't destroy the entire universe, don't worry, but what it does is make Zero lunge his sword. That's it. That's the weapon. He leans back and he lunges his sword. How is that a weapon that Zero had to learn? That's just stupid. I think that's his stupidest weapon, but maybe you guys disagree, who knows? But which weapon is stupider? Zero learning to lunge his sword, or Mega Man X learning to destroy the universe? Well, these are obviously both on opposite sides of the stupid spectrum, which make this hard to compare. Like, Zero's weapon is stupid in a funny way, but Mega Man X's weapon is stupid in a way that's just reckless. But due to the consequences of this weapon, I think we all know that Mega Man X's black hole weapon is the stupidest weapons from this game. So congratulations, literal black hole. You were the stupidest weapon from Mega Man X8. Those were the stupidest weapons from every Mega Man X game, X through X8. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I always love making stupid videos like this. So if you have any ideas for a stupid video, let me know down in the comment section below because I'm always open to ideas, especially when it comes to making stupid videos. So yeah, until then, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the next video, and I'll hope to see you guys there.